Hey guys, Cam here from PhoneDog.com, and it is Monday, which means we're all feeling rather grumpy, and what better way to celebrate a grumpy Monday than to complain? In this episode of the Monday Moan, I am going to be complaining about rumours and leaks. Now let's just get one thing straight before I start my rant. We love smartphones. I love smartphones. I want to know what's going to happen next as much as anybody else does. So, in some regard, I don't really mind the leaks and the rumours as a kind of entity as themselves. They're really fun. I love looking at images and I like seeing and trying to guess what's going to happen next, regardless of which manufacturer it came from. The problem is they've been getting so good that we're left with no surprises. We get to the smartphone launch, whichever platform or manufacturer it happens to be made from, and we already know everything there is to know about it, and that's kind of sad. Now, the whole rise in leaks and rumours pretty much started with the iPhone, and I know there will have been rumours and leaks and stuff before, but after the iPhone and after the rise of the smartphone market that came after that, it's just grown exponentially. It's insane. There are leaks and rumours every day of the week almost. One turning or tipping point, I guess, the one big one that everybody remembers is the iPhone 4 back in 2010. We saw the device working. Thanks to some crafty work by another publication, they got hold of a prototype of the iPhone 4 and we saw everything there was to see about this design, at least from a hardware perspective. Since then, iPhone leaks and rumours have just carried on increasing up until the point where last year, almost all the way through the year, we saw different leaks, whether it was the plastic shell from the iPhone 5C or internal components from the iPhone 5. And as you get closer and closer to the launch, like last year's iPhone 5S, we started to see the chassis and we saw everything in great detail, and it really leaves nothing to the imagination anymore. For a couple of years it was just the iPhone. We didn't really see much in regards to other phones, or at least it didn't make as major news as the iPhone did. But now it's getting ridiculous. Think back to the HTC One M8 launch just a couple of months ago. Or even just a month ago. All the way leading up until that launch, we started seeing leaks, press images, boxes, retail packaging. We saw everything there was to see about the HTC One M8 before HTC actually had their event to announce the phone. We knew everything there was to know about it. It's got to the point where we have all the excitement leading up to the event, and then we get to the event and we're not surprised, and because we're not surprised, we're not impressed. And because we're not impressed, we think this smartphone isn't that great. And it kind of ruins it. It ruins everything. It ruins what's great about smartphones. It's kind of like when you're a kid and you stop believing in Santa. Before Christmas, most times when you're a kid, you get to Christmas Eve and you write your letter and you're excited that Santa's going to come and you can't sleep. And then you suddenly stop believing and then it's kind of boring. You know where your presents are coming from. By the way, if those of you young enough watching this that still believe in Santa, don't worry. He obviously exists. Because if he didn't, you wouldn't be able to track him on your iPad. Now there's a real reason and a clear reason why we have rumours and leaks. They generate a lot of interest, and in fact they probably generate more interest than anything else leading up to a launch. That's why we publish them, that's why everybody publishes them, that's why we talk about them. I spent the last 4 years running an iPhone blog where we published them. The problem is the way it's working now is that for whatever reason we're surprised that we're not surprised. And we're not surprised because we know everything. So don't be surprised that you're not surprised. It's kind of your own fault for reading all the leaks and rumours. And our fault for writing them. So what is the answer? I don't think there is one. It's human nature to be curious and nosy and impatient, and that's what we are, and we're interested in these things, and we will keep looking up on these things. And while we keep looking up on these things, people will still keep publishing them. So it's a never-ending cycle, and it's one that's not going to go away. But I do wish for once that one company somewhere will just drop a bomb of an amazing smartphone that nobody was expecting, and it turns out to be the best thing ever because we're surprised. If you have any thoughts on this topic, leave them as always in the comments. I'm at PhoneDog_Cam on Twitter. You can ask me anything on there. I will see you again soon.